Celebrity Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ubo, and as usual, I have the amazing ladies in the building. Alhaja, how you doing today?
Cold.
Sorry,
cold.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Well, congratulations to our own dear Ramota, Ronki B's makeup concept. She had her baby's name in yesterday. Even though traffic owed us on our way back, but we showed up.
Yeah.
Congratulations to herself and her husband, and I wish them many more.
Amazing.
Congratulations, I know that two of my friends recently got promoted, and because of the kind of promotion,
You cannot say anything.
You cannot say.
but you know yourselves and you're watching. I call my paddy Latif. I hope he's watching. Let me just put it like that. I hope they're watching. And Ben. And our baby. So one of our aunties, she's a friend of the house, Sokwefa Bessie Balogun. She's waited for years and she had a stillbirth. Her history is in her books. She's written them, real life examples. But she was blessed in her 50s with a baby girl.
Wow.
Zikra,
That's so sweet.
Abike, Remi Balogun is one today. A testimony of what God cannot do does not exist.
So,
You know, so anytime I look at her, I just, and the book is already out on her journey. I've been waiting for my copy. She's a lecturer way far off in the Americas, so everything is procedure. But if it was here now, I would have gone to pick up our copy. But I'm so inspired by her story. Because a lot of women don't know when she graduated from Unilag Best Graduating in accounting. She moved on to the US to lecture, to study, to further, and she remarried from a troublesome, marriage and a very abusive one, and started over. The beauty of second chances. For me, her stories just continues to inspire me. May Allah continue to preserve and protect our dear Zikra Remi for us. Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Congratulations
birthday.
to all of you. Happy birthday to all of you, as Nima has rightly mentioned. Amaka Rakwim.
This they want toast me now for this because behind the scene I don't they complain. They don't want to give me food to eat, but it's okay. But in this life, I'm good. You know, so they say follow who no road, and that's how I'm following you. So next week, like I said, I want to embark on 3-day water fast.
Okay, Naka.
In case I faint.
No, please.
Can
you see the medical team on standby?
Please. Amaka, please.
3 days water fast next week. Yes, next week.
24 hours.
But this weekend, I'm going to chop everything because a friend of mine is hosting tomorrow. Yes, and then because he traveled, so I always ask for this brioche bread and everything, and then they're bringing it for me. So I want to make sure this weekend, then Monday.
Please, can you start with 24
If
hours?
anything happens to me.
No, please, my hands are clean. Nima, you're here.
People
Start
know
24
your hands
hours.
are clean.
No, my hands are clean.
Now you do have see and you have told us the benefits of it. So now
I want to fresh up.
Yes, start with 24 hours. Then you can move to 48 hours.
let BC coach you.
Yes, please. Don't be in a hurry. Let's take it one day at a time.
One day at a
I don't want to go to jail.
And I see people talking about weight, and I'm asking, where is the weight? Is it not what I'm saying here?
Please.
Do you have anything at
The
home?
weight is here. Abigail, now here the weight today.
Yes,
Now
you
this
need
side,
to I need to lose that one. Overload.
Abigail Jehovah. How you doing?
I'm good. Just knowing that today is Friday, and I'm not on the show tomorrow, so I will have enough time to sleep. You know, waking up at 5, 6. I am not an early riser, so most of the time when I have to wake up before 9 or 8 is always disturbing because I sleep late. So, but I'm sure I'm going to sleep tomorrow.
Now when
That's
we
why I'm
come
excited. We don't day now.
She'll
She'll come
around
tomorrow.
there.
She'll
She's
come
back,
tomorrow.
yeah.
And today I'm supposed to go and visit a friend who just got married. So I'm supposed to go there. They said, we want to host you properly. So after the show today, I'm heading there.
Hey.
Thank God it's Friday. I started already.
Oh my God.
So
people are
call
enjoying
for
you.
invitation.
Oh my God,
How
that's
are you?
amazing.
I
I'm
love your
fine.
glasses.
Thank you. It's medicated, you know.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you know, as we are getting younger, they will now say, hey, it's not, you don't have, your eyes are still very good, but you know, because you're always reading, you have to wear a hair. So it's because I'm getting younger now. You know, I'm still going to be 16 next year.
I know.
That's how we are doing
And
it.
hair by BC is popping.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I still have my books. I have 2 of my books. We're still, you know, looking to get people to understand the benefits of the book. So the one on teenagers is not because many people ask me, am I buying it for my child to read? I say, no, it's for the parents. So you read it and then you walk through the tools there with your child. What you have for your child is the courses, if you want to register your child for the course. Then the second book is about mental health. I came with your copy. I'll autograph it for you.
Are they cookies or chop in it?
Yes. There are cookies and chop in it, because you did a major review for me. And Nima reviewed the first one for me as well. She has a copy as well. So the book on mental health is also helping people to navigate, mental health issues with everyday life and see how it goes. So we're still on it. If you're interested, just send me a DM. We'll be taking a short break now. When we come back, we'll look through the newspapers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Staying with us. So we're starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: Nigerian politics full of liars, betrayers, says Jonathan. Tinubu meets Ibas ahead, end to Rivers emergency rule. Federal government weighs funding options for health sector. Local contractors to receive payments from Monday. Shetima, president committed to diversification of economy. Council workers donate 10 million naira for Oyebanji's re-election. Olawi Hashim's support group, resurrecting PDP, zoning regressive. Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani dies at 91. Troops foiled 545.8 million naira oil theft. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Okay, so very interesting stories. I have two actually, but let me quickly take them very shortly. So the president met with the sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, just before he traveled out of the country, because the emergency rule is supposed to end by September 18, and is, according to The Nation, they say maybe the president no go never back from the 10-day work vacation, because it's a work vacation and it's 10 days. So I can quickly count my finger, and I say the president will be back, because today is 5th and he should be back on the 15th of September before the expiration of the emergency rule. But the president met with him and they said that though they didn't disclose what transpired at the meeting, it is most likely that the governor will be taking over his seat at the office. And quickly, because you allowed it yesterday. So the workers of these states, council workers in Governor Oyebanji state, have decided to put together monies to commend the governor. So the National Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees in Ekiti State, led by their chairperson, whoever he is, quickly, Mr. Oluseyi Olatunde presented a check of 10 million naira to the campaign of the governor. And I'm wondering, I service no the tire or
10 million naira.
Local government workers are in some states protesting. Local government workers are part of the NLC. We have plenty issues, but politics and high service in Nigeria is 5 and 6. Everywhere. I read it. They put 10 million.
Start seeing posters everywhere.
Yeah, that story.
Anyway, so troops will sustain this is good news. Troops will sustain onslaught against terrorists and bandits throughout the farming season and beyond, to allow farmers within the conflict zones carry out farming activities unhindered. This was said by the Defense Headquarters yesterday by their military high command, Major General Marcos. So he's also stated that troops have continued to respond to distress calls about terrorist activities, neutralizing and arresting several terrorists, thereby ensuring a safe environment for citizens. They've carried out different operations, both in Borno, both in Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina, Kano, Kaduna. They've arrested several people. They've, as in, oh my goodness, kidnappers, so, terrorist groups. They've really done so well. And also within the Niger Delta region, there are troops which they call the Operation Delta Safe. They said the foiled oil theft worth over 545 million in August, just the month of August. Yes, so he said that both they recovered both stolen crude oil, illegally refined diesel, liters of kerosene, liters of petrol, PMS. So many that they even destroyed 97 illegal refining sites and over 488 pieces of equipment, including storage tanks, boats, dugout pits, and cooking ovens. Yes, so they are doing as much as they can. And that they really apprehended like more than 17 suspects in Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa State, and that over for the past 1 year, they've really done a lot. The statistics are a lot, and we don't have time for me to like read them all.
Right,
but you know, well done.
Yeah, the menace of the mob. We know the mob action in Nigeria, jungle justice. Someone has come out to talk about it, and too many people have been killed unaccountably by mob, and each time it happens, it's like a ritual. And people say they want to hear what the agencies are doing about stopping this jungle justice and mob action, but most times it's like rinse and reuse kind of situation in Nigeria. They said a mob went into a Ikpata market area of Ilorin, Kwara State, and this particular victim, they said she was a destitute who was accused of being a kidnapper. She was severely beaten and finally gave in to her injuries. And they said other times they've had incidences of mob action descending on food sellers in Mariga, Niger State, and she was accused of blasphemy. And this particular time, they said even while they were trying to get traditional rulers to intervene, she was quickly beaten to death. And we still remember Deborah Samuel, who was also accused of blasphemy and all this. And so they are saying that security agencies should be able to wield into situations like this and save the day before people are mobbed or jungle justice is being carried out.
Okay,
I think it's a topic that's
we can look at, the major headline here, former President Goodluck Jonathan has described Nigerian politics as full of betrayers and liars. He says you find it difficult to see somebody who will say the same thing in the morning and in the evening maintain the same thing. He spoke during the 70th birthday party of the former Chief of Staff, Chief Mike Ogadiume in Benin, Edo State capital, and he singled out Ogadiume, a former Edo State Deputy Governor, a reliable and dependable ally, according to him. He says, I have witnessed a lot of betrayers, especially my 2015 elections, which he lost to the president, former President Muhammadu Buhari, and Mike is somebody who would take a bullet on my behalf. He went ahead to say he's somebody that you can take his word to the bank. Most other politicians, you cannot take their word to the bank. They will tell you something today, the next day that has changed. Then he said many PDP chieftains, have been calling on him to come and run for presidency in 2027. He says those of them inviting him for the race include the former Jigawa State Governor, Sule Lamido, former Minister of Information, Professor Jerry Ghana, and Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed. But he has not responded to the call, despite we know that the wife had come out to say that they are going to be in full support of the president, our current president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in 2027. So, but people are still calling him, to, come and run. But he, according to the papers, they say he prefers to be an elder statesman. He's enjoying where he is. He does not want to spoil his reputation with the international community, that place is a safe space for him. We'll be taking a short break now. When we come back, we'll continue the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Now it's the Punch. Major headline, Afenifere Northern leaders demand state police amid delays. Federal government seeks fresh $1.75 billion World Bank loan. New parties seeking INEC registration surge to 171. Jonathan blames betrayal for 2015 election loss. Osun Algon challenges CBN over local government account signatories. Train derailment sparks NRC reorganization. Panic as 5 bodies found along Lagos riverbank. CBT, WAEC mandates 250 computers, CCTV for schools. What do we have in the Punch?
I have it. Busy. So, WAEC, through their head of examinations, Mr. Lucky Unjo Agwani, has said that to save logistics, to cut logistics costs and improve exam security and widen accessibility, they are now mandating secondary schools to move to the CBT, and these are the requirements that they're asking them to go and have. 250 minimum, so you can have upwards. Minimum functional laptops with 10% backup, a robust computer server capable of supporting the 250 system simultaneously, as in, and a local area network setup that can also support that system. Other mandatory requirements include functional air conditioners, because of course computer know they do it under heat, lighting, uninterrupted electricity supply, and a backup generator with at least a 40 kVA capacity, CCTV cameras, and a holding room or reception facility for candidates. At this point, who will give us loan for the schools? Because as laudable as this is, we all welcome it.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it. I would even like to train so that.
But can we sustain it?
No, can we even?
Can we start?
Schools, are we ready to start? Because most schools, this is that they will just charge parents. You know, when we did, when we were doing in secondary school, when we were doing commercial, those who did commercial and business studies then, when their exams came, schools were looking for typewriter back then. I remember renting one for my younger sister to write her exam. So I just pray that schools can sustain this.
Okay, so it's so sad, but police are doing their best. At least 5 bodies were recovered along the riverbank in the Oreta area of a Ibobo community on Wednesday, while another person was gruesomely killed in Bayeku on Tuesday, both in the Ikorodu area of Lagos State. So the police are inferring that it might be court clashes, because that has really increased within the past few months. Because on Sunday, even in Lekki Phase 1, there was a court clash that involved the police were there and some people died. But the people in the area are saying that they don't think that this is court related, that they think the man that was killed, because his hands and legs were cut off, were severed, that it was because of land grabbing. And that the 5 people that washed up on the river bank, that was just water that brought them there and everything. But investigations are still on the way for us to actually know exactly what happened, because this is just 6 people just dying like that. Something we need to know why it happened.
So I have I'll take the major story, then I come to you. So we have Afenifere Northern leaders demand state police amid delays. So barely 17 months after the Tinubu administration first expressed interest in establishing a decentralized police force, several socio-political groups, civil society organizations, and ex-servicemen and women have intensified calls for its implementation. This followed Tuesday's meeting between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and eminent citizens of Katsina State, where he stated that the federal government will hasten the devolution of powers to the sub-national levels and further equip recently deployed forest guards. So he says, I'm reviewing all the aspects of security. I have to create a state police. He also told the delegation led by Governor Diko Rada. And on Thursday, the National Publicity Secretary of the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere, Jare Ajayi, welcomed the renewed call by the president. And while he was speaking with Punch in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, he expressed hope that Tinubu will remove delays clogging the implementation pipeline before the end of 2025. So, you know, we've always talked about the need for us to have a state policing system. And when the president came in, it seemed like it was something he wanted to do. Now he's also reaffirming that this is the way to go. And all the socio-political groups that have been clamoring for this are excited about it. And we are hoping that it starts as soon as possible so that we find a way to sort out some of our insecurity issues.
Just recently too, we read about the forest guards that have been set up in some parts of the country.
Go ahead. So
in Punch, villagers decry government's funeral levy in Anambra, Imo State. So some community leaders in Anambra and Imo State have said that gunmen approached them and levy them and tax them for burial. So before your burial will be done, you pay to this gunmen to have free burials. And they said this has been happening for some time, and these same people are responsible for the killings of community members. And also they disclosed this on Thursday while they were speaking on the state of their communities at the relaunch of Amnesty International report on extrajudicial killings in the southeast. And this was held in Lagos State. And while they were talking, it was done virtually. The secretary of one of the communities, Dr. Dominic Okoli, lamented that between 2020 and 2025, no fewer than 25 people were killed by gunmen, and no fewer than 30 houses were destroyed and looted. We can't oversay this because this is what has been happening. Once you talk about Southeast, we talk about bandits and unknown gunmen. Benue State, Kogi, and the Delta, unknown gunmen.
Even Imo.
I'm telling you. So I hear that even transporters, you have to settle a certain set of people so they will
Before
not
you
disturb
can
you.
move.
It's really appalling. Very,
All right,
very
moving on
sad.
now to the Daily Sun. Federal government considers regional system new constitution. That's the major headline. Osun Algon accuses CBN of replacing civil servants with APC members as signatories to local government bank accounts. Incumbent legislators more corrupt than predecessors. This is according to Obasanjo. Channel revenue surplus into job creation, pension payments, Obi tells Tinubu. Debt servicing gulps 8.93 trillion in 9 months. That's in Naira. Igbo leaders demand lifting of economic blockade on eastern ports. Support call for Anioma State. UNICEF expresses shock as Bauchi mother links egg to yellow fever. I don't get that.
I have that.
You have it.
I have that story.
Okay, two of you take it.
It's okay.
So
Go ahead.
we'll take it together.
It's okay. You
That's
can
what I
have
just
it.
take.
A mother
can have
in Ganjua local government area of Bauchi State shocked health workers and the UNICEF Nigeria representative Wafa Sahid when they visited Bauchi. She said that there's a rural belief, misconception about eggs in the local area. So they do not give their babies eggs for fear of giving them causing yellow fever for the babies or jaundice for the babies.
Whoa.
And so egg,
that we
the most
eat
important
anyhow.
food with so many packed nutrition, they remove. And now her baby was suffering from malnutrition. The baby has been admitted, for being acutely malnourished. They have begged
Education
It's
is
not a
key.
scam.
So
Oh,
the
education not be
the
scam.
governor has said that he's interested in local solutions and behavioral change and prevention of malnourished children. But we're saying,
Education,
are you just knowing?
information.
This year I was at a leadership event and we were speaking, and everybody that comes there probably has a foreign university degree. Everybody was just sounding So we're talking about somebody was querying his head. Somebody wanted to give power to the people in the community. The people now asked him, where will we see the money? As if I said, they are simply saying, who go buy us transformer?
Simple.
People should learn local language. I'm sure that the governor in his team, the health commissioner, do not know the local misconceptions and myths that people use. In Lagos here, along the riverine areas, you hear so many things. They don't go to hospitals. They do speak local language so that you can solve local solutions. But I like.
Information. You don't have to be educated to actually have information.
So because of time,
no, know your people.
Let's. Do you have stories
I have
in the Nigerian Tribune?
I think.
Yes, but this is important for my Igbo people, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Igbo leaders under the Igbo Unification Movement and Ndena Sobia social cultural organization have called on President Bola Tinubu to immediately lift what they call to be the economic blockade unfairly imposed on the Igbo almost 60 years ago, which closed the main Igbo coastal ports of Port Harcourt, Bonny, and Ukhubu. They made the call in a communique, which they are trying to say that they should reopen the coastal ports to retrigger a pool of development in the east, which will also spill over to the Middle Belt and down to Lake Chad. That they should start the dredging, and they should just empower them to start dredging and start rehabilitating those areas.
We agree. So Nigerian Tribune.
Yeah.
Let me find the stories we've not taken. Who took
World
Tinubu
Health
embarks on 10 working days vacation, departs for Europe? Who took Lagos government warns over looming environmental collapse of lagoon? What did you take in the Tribune?
This is health related.
Okay, go ahead.
WHO calls for 20% public health spending to boost Nigeria's health system. So according to what's written here, there was a seminar, and the World Health Organization has called on Nigeria to increase its public health spending to at least 20% of total health expenditure to boost its health system. And they said this regional director, the regional director for Africa, Professor Mohamed Yakub Janabi, made this call on Thursday at one national health financing policy dialogue in Abuja. Long and short of it is Nigeria has a unique health challenge, and we need more than the 5% we get from the current budget of 2025. We hear that the budget allocation for health is about 5.18 or be 5.2, so something. So they are recommending that we have 20% allocation to health because we need it to boost our health system.
Yeah. Amazing. No, we're done. Yes. Thank you so much, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we'll move on to the topics for today. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. This is episode 4 of our special parenting series with Cerelac. If you've been following us from the beginning, you know we've had some really insightful conversations on parenting and child development. And today, we've got another exciting one lined up for you. That's right. On today's episode, we're diving into a topic every parent can relate to: playing with food, picky eating, and how to build healthy mealtime habits for your little ones. Yes, we all know meal times can sometimes feel like a battle. The negotiations, the funny faces, even the little hands pushing food away. So stay tuned as we share tips, real parent experiences, and practical tactics to tackle picky eating while encouraging healthy eating habits. We raise these kids, and we know that once it's time to eat, you hear, catch him, catch him. He has not eaten, catch him, let him come and eat, you know. And sometimes, it depending on how the child comes. So I had my first daughter who, she loved food. So once it's mealtime, she sits, you allow you carry her, and then you feed her. Till she's full, she will not stand up. Wow. Then once she's full, she stands up, you know she's full. But with my son, he was just too energetic. He wouldn't sit still. So as you are feeding him, you are chasing him around. You put one, you wait for him to, swallow, you chase him. You put another one, you chase him, and all of that. And so somebody came to visit. I was like, why is it that he doesn't sit down to eat his meal? I said, it's his style. If you hold him down, he starts crying. So now I've decided to gather energy anytime I want to feed him because we have to run around and all of that. But I was blessed with kids who loved food. So they weren't really picky. Everything mommy ate, they would eat. Even while I was breastfeeding, when I'm swallowing, my baby wants to lick soup, you know. So they ate real food, they ate, the cereals, and they had real food, and they didn't stress me with feeding at all. But my sister-in-law had picky eaters as children. So anytime they are coming to visit, I know that they will eat this one. There's no, they don't want soup, they don't want stew, they just want spaghetti and butter. They want this and this. They want, their Cerelac. They want their different cereals that they have at the time. And you have to make sure you shop for them because they are quite picky. They may like this one today. By the time they wake up the next day, that's not what they want to eat again. So it was quite interesting having to understand these kids. And I found ways around, helping them to eat better. But let me come to the ladies and we'll still talk about that. Hey, Nima, you are your village children.
Ancestors returning. So those children came thinking they had a money bank somewhere where they can be ordering hotels in the morning. Today's breakfast is this. Tomorrow's breakfast is that. So I just want to, let me not lie. I do exclusive for my babies, except for my first child. I was there for a full year. My son cannot come on TV and lie. He has 2 mothers. His adopted mother did the remaining work. So you see those children from 6 months who, when you are feeding them, you feed them, their head is upside down, they are climbing one chair. And one time I was at her house, I was like, I cannot do this for a child that didn't birth. Even the one I bet that boy, all I would have done is give him one lamba like this, he will settle down and eat the food. She'll be moving with him. Bolu, she become, because she named him. She calls him Bolu. Bolu, he will eat 1 spoon. Then he will, Bolu, sit down now. She'll call for you again.
And give him second spoon, yes. Bolu, that was my son.
She was the one who ensured he was nourished. Thank God he was still breastfeeding till a year, 6 months. That was my work. That's the only work. So when he moves to our own place, She taught him to eat amala at 8 months, and he loves his amala. So the ewedu, it was later on I studied the nutrients in the ewedu, and I cannot but thank this woman for the work that she did for me. Unpaid labor that she did for
That's
love for my son.
Yeah.
Because even me, born I can't claim to be able to do it. My mom, once I was feeling jealous, my mom said, when a child is loved, you better just let it flow. So I just left them till tomorrow. I don't get to my mommy's way, your place, bye. When it's done, he comes home. So then he just knows that he has 2 mothers and we're fine. She nourished that boy. Ewedu, everything she gave him, feeding him with his style, patience that she had. I couldn't have had that patience. So thank you to you, Lucius.
All these are our picky children. God help us. Amaka.
Yeah, because I don't understand why people just feel that this nice cereal is just for children alone.
Hey,
I don't get it.
See, I forgot.
They gave birth to me on the 27th of May. Children's Day. I'm a child forever. This is my mouth. I like sweet mouth. So me always have it with milk. God, at night when I'm hungry. So it was so bad. There was a time I was eating justice. I'm not kidding. My dad had to ban it.
In the house?
Yes, the house, from provisions and things that they buy. He said, you're not a child. You need nutrients. This is... I kid you not, that this cannot be in the house.
Only nutrient.
But the good thing is that I had a Lhasa dog, Mali. Okay. And then my dog also likes it. You know, dogs are very sensitive. They tend to like what their owners like. Wow. And then I'll not say, but you know, Mali has to eat this. Mali wants this. So because of that, they buy for Mali. You will eat for you. Till tomorrow. I don't joke. You see, I don't know. See my skin fresh, everything. Maybe it's part of it. I have the right energy. Hey. So me, that is my own. Oh.
God, I think we are towing the same line because let me confess, back then I used to have this family member who has a child. The boy was a child then, and then you see they buy Cerelac for that child. Most times when we prepare the Cerelac for the child, I end up scooping like half of what I'm feeding because of the sweetness. So they buy maybe 1 container of Cerelac, and then the next time you're asking for more. It's finished. And because the boy loves the food, you don't know if it's the boy. They didn't know that I was part of it. So one of those days, when the father was going out, the father came with some visitors, and it was remaining just 1 serving. The boy carried the container and spoon. Daddy, Cerelac, Daddy, Cerelac. I was telling the father, my Cerelac is finished. That day, they stopped buying just one thing. They now buy bulk.
Your life just better.
Hey, it's sweet. God, it's very yummy, and the unique taste of it. Even till now, I used to just go by and scoop and eat because the taste is
But were you guys were you picky eaters as children?
Yes.
You were a picky eater. So
till tomorrow.
Oh, wow! You have to select. It's a lot. Me, no. Anything that passes, I will eat. I eat. In fact, the story my grandma told me was I love to eat from the floor. Yes, they would put my food. I'll pour it. I sit on the ground and I eat with my hands. When I started eating by myself, I was never a picky eater. So I had kids who were not picky eaters. Just that one particular one who was a picky eater. So for parents who have children who are picky eaters, who are thinking, how do they resolve it? I think it's for you to basically understand the child and know the sort of child you have. Then find things that will make it interesting. I remember when I started introducing my children to solid food, there's this one that somebody gave me an idea of to use a little bit of sugar to boil the yam, to make it sugar yam, candy yam. I call it candy yam. And then I'll do the yamarita style. And then the kids, everybody now wanted to eat candy yam in the house. Then gradually I started getting the very good yams that did not need sugar. I will still do candy yam, but then it's healthier option for the children. And somehow they just started, eating real solid food. And all of that. So it's a lot about patience, a lot about understanding, observation, what works for each child. And God will give us the money to be able to follow.
And I love the fact that it comes in different, they make it in different flavors. Like, you should know I'm a baba in this matter.
Have you tried the vegetable one?
I beg you, vegetable one. Me, I like every other. Anything that is sweet. Vegetable one.
I used it for my children. No, it wasn't me. It's for our children.
For the children. How funny to look, making a makes nice.
Honestly, it will be sweet.
You know that is for adults too. Adults can eat. You know, anything that is good for children is also good for adults. Even baby thing, anything that is good for children. So this food for children is good for adults.
All the flavors you have.
Even adults can have it.
Oh no! See the advert.
So people like Amaka, when they feed baby, you know, when you give your niece to someone like Amaka, see baby food. When they eat, I see those people do it in my place very well. The adults will now start measuring the spoon. First of all,
you go taste them.
The baby's mouth.
Or cut
half of the baby food don't go.
Don't go now. See them now. See them. Guilty people. Guilty people. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think we've covered pretty much. Yes, on this segment. That's all we can take. When we come back, we'll move on to the topic for today. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. When it comes to business, perception often overshadows reality. Actress Sean George has sparked conversations with her story of how telling the truth once cost her a major investment opportunity. Over a decade ago, she disclosed to one of Nigeria's richest men that her movie cost her 6 million naira to produce. Instead of seeing value in her honesty and resourcefulness, he dismissed her, later admitting he never takes small people seriously in business. Her experience echoes a common struggle across industries. When your product or service seems too cheap or modest, the affluent often look elsewhere, even if your offer carries genuine value. But here's where the debate heats up. Should success in business depend more on perception than on substance? On one hand, some argue that packaging, branding, and even exaggeration are necessary tools because investors often equate high cost with high quality. On the other hand, many believe integrity and truth should never be sacrificed, insisted that real value will eventually attract the right partners. Now we ask, should entrepreneurs inflate figures to look serious or stick with truth and risk being ignored? Do the rich only invest in people who look wealthy enough to be trusted? Is packaging more powerful than real value in attracting big investors? Should faking it to make it be seen as smart strategy or dangerous dishonesty? And finally, does Nigeria's business culture reward image over integrity? What are your thoughts? You can join the conversation on 02016 352013 or 09024163440 or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. This is not the first time we're having this sort of conversation where we talked about how many people will go above and beyond to package their product or services because they want to attract certain clients, and it cuts across industries. I remember there was a time we're going for auditions, and then we went into that audition and we came back. Many of us did not get the job, but there was this particular girl who went in, and then she came back, and I noticed she had her car key in her hand, right? I didn't know what it meant. So when she came back and she was like, they told me they're going to give me a call back, and it was because they saw my packaging, they saw my car key. So in their head, I'm not a common actor. It was modeling. It was for modeling. I'm not a common model. They know that, okay, I'm high class. And we're asking her, who gave you the idea? They said it wasn't even her car. It was one of the other, models who came who had the car. And when it was her touch, she just said, give me your car key, give me your car key. And then she went in and she was flaunting the car key while she was being interviewed. And then she got the job. And she was saying that, you go carry yourself now. You package yourself now. Give them the impression that you have this and you have that. They will price you better. So it's not just in business. It's not just in whether it's fashion, whether it's health, whether it's clothing, hair, whether it's skincare, whatever it is. It's not just in that. In every industry, I've heard that people have to package themselves a certain way to get the sort of contracts that they are looking for. And the question is that necessary? Are we not ignoring value because we want to focus more on aesthetics? So help us, business people on the table.
They look me. Why they look me?
I wanted you to talk now.
I say
Okay,
what now?
so let me start. Because I was looking at her to start, but let me start. So I'm a legal and business consultant, right?
Okay.
And first off, when it comes to business, we don't deal with sentiments. As in, there's no sentiment. It's business. We're here to make money. And if I'm going to take the risk for a small business at the same risk for a bigger business that's going to give me profit, why am I going to waste my time on the same amount of time, energy that I'm going to put in a small business? If I put that in a big business and I'm going to make more money, why would I want to waste my time? There's no sentiment to it. It's strictly business. And then you're talking about, because it's a game of numbers. The numbers don't lie, right? And I'm dealing with facts and I'm dealing with numbers. And for example, like what she should judge, let's go back to the conversation where she said, that he said 6 million. It also depends on your presentation. If I were in her shoes, for example, and I wanted to present my case, you called him the richest man. He did not become the richest man by playing small. I like to be factual, right? This is business. There's no sentiment. If he was being sentimental, he won't be the richest man that you're coming to look for to invest in your business, right? And then if I were in her position and I wanted to present that case, I'm not going to present that case as one movie. I'm going to let him see value in the fact that that this movie can be done as a sequel, and how this movie can go to certain platforms that can make, I call numbers. I give him numbers that even though it's just one movie that produced with 6 million, I run the numbers that if there's a projection, if there's a sequel to this movie, it will bring so numbers, and if we can host it on a New York movie festival, Canada, Toronto, like you had a chance to just to sell yourself, sell your market, sell the movie. It does not. At that point in time, he's not telling you, okay, where's your presentation, where's the paperwork? No, because you just met him. There's a coincidence. So that means you can bobo yourself. You can. That's why as entrepreneurs, you should be able to like sell yourself any second, any chance. You bobo him like, and that's presentation. Like this, that. I can do this. It can be done like this. And then when the movie projects, and then we can I said that's projection. Then when he now says, okay, you know what? I think you should come to my office, bring your paperwork and everything. Then by then you go and meet the team of people that the professionals that will now handle presentations. That they now say, oh, this is a big rich man who he deals in big numbers and everything. What can we do with this movie that we've done so far? And what are the projections? And even if you now go back to do your presentation and you're no longer presenting that particular movie, but other movies that can make him money, then you have the table. It's as simple as it gets. There's no sentiment here.
So I was going to say, you reeled out some questions.
Yes, I did.
Perception or substance. Is it okay to inflate figures? Is packaging more valuable? And fake it till you make it. You know, all these terminologies are what people use when they want to actually get an investor to invest in their businesses. And the truth is, whether you like it or not, perception is key. Nobody knows you from anywhere. It's what they perceive of you that stands out first. And then when you now open your mouth to speak, that's how you will know whether you have the person's attention or not. There's something that has to do with the right place and time. According to the conversation or what she wrote, it was an event. And most of those guys, they may not want to discuss business in an event. And most of these companies, being the public relations person and handling media gigs that I know, there's something different companies do. There's fiscal year. Most companies start from the end of the year. So between November, they started drawing their budget. September, between this time, they started drawing their budget for next year. So if you go and meet them in March, April, or June, you may not get that gig because they've already outlined their budget and they've started the execution. So I feel what Amaka has said, I actually agree. If you have something that you want to present to someone and you've presented to the person and the person is talking down on you, if it was me, I would say, it's okay, sir. Can we get a time and place I can pitch to you something greater? I have other projects I've been working on. This is just the list of, and the person, that's how you talk, and the person will know that, okay, this particular person, they know what they are talking about. We've had one comedian come to say that comedian and event host, come to say that he went to pitch for a hosting gig, and when he was talking to the man, subconsciously, in fact, he didn't even know that the man had sent someone out to see the car he was driving.
Away.
So while they were talking and the man was trying to price him down, he said, no, I cannot take less. The next thing that the man says is, what car do you drive? So he didn't get that gig. So I have also been in a place where just by your appearance, just by how you driving, by how you walk into a place, you already have it. You don't have to talk too much. So perception is key. Yeah, sometimes you have to fake it, because whether we like it or not, if you see someone, you can tell, because the ensembles are there. You can't wear pink clothes and now use maybe orange. That's how you appear, and people know that this person is not well put together. And that's how you appear too. They know that, yes, this person knows what they are doing, even though the budget is not there now. Do you understand? So sometimes we act in our feelings. Sometimes we allow emotions to take the place of reasoning. Because if I am a business owner, I'm an investor. For some people, and that kind of man, that 6 million might just be his profit from one investment. So if you're saying your entire expenditure on a project is 6 million, so what will I get on top of it? You'll be weighing your options, because definitely if I have so much money and people are coming to pitch, I will look for the one that will serve me more. And if I can get 10 million investing my money here, so why do I have to use my 6 million and tie down somewhere? It's like that across board. It's not just with big investment. Even with us, you see, they will tell you, okay, invest on this, you get 10%. Invest on this, you buy shares, you get 20%. You spread, you check. Like last year when different banks were doing their shares and they were selling shares, the red banks, the blue banks, and the rest of them, I had to look for the one that had more percentage to buy. Yes. There were some doing 6, there were some doing 7. Even when you go for fixed deposit, you see the ones that will tell you 2, you see the one that will tell you 3 per annum. You will settle for the one that will serve you. Highest, so it's business and no sentiment.
It's a game of numbers.
It's a game of numbers.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. It is just starting. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We're still discussing Shan George's Faking It to Make It story that she gave us about businesses and how it runs in Nigeria. And we're hoping to hear from Nima. She hasn't shared her thoughts.
Okay, I thought. So I think that Shan George was too quick to react. Okay. You know, a lot of us expect that when we go to people, they share our belief in ourselves. And the one that is most hurtful is family and friends. You know, I once got rejected when I needed help by a very, very close family member. I mean, blood ties close. But my reaction was, it's not in your hands. It wasn't in her hands to give me that help. That's my reaction. Yeah. If it was in her hands, I'm sure she would be. Because I'm wired to quickly help. It's even something people call a fault from me now. And I'm trying to change it. Where you're telling me something, instead of me to think of, you know, I'm thinking and I'm working seriously. I mean, for the past years, I've been deliberate, working seriously and to not burden myself with other people's problems. But that's how I'm wired. And I thought at the time that, you know, this person was exactly like me. I'd been involved in an accident and needed help. And I reached out and she said, no. She just said it straight. No. So I learned that, I called it a scare. I felt it wasn't in her hands. She probably had difficulties. You know, we see people and assume we know them. Shan George did not see the account balance of the richest man.
At the time.
At the time. And even if he was the richest man, he was most likely you know, some people are rich, but not in their cash at hand. No cash in bank. They are rich in their investments. They need to liquidate one thing to liquidate another.
To be able to do another thing.
So you need to give them more. You needed to prove. Beyond just saying, I'm doing this. He maybe had asked the question to see where you were going and thinking, and then that's it. So forgive people. One of my closest mentors, one time I called him for a favor, I was even crying. I remember it was a rainy day. I locked myself. I called him. I was like, please, you need to do this for me. And he says, Nima, as much, if you like crime more than this, I would not do this. Time proved him right. With time, I saw his incapacities. At the time, what I was asking him for was like asking a white sheep to bathe with pigs. That was what I was asking him for me, just to show that I'm important. So I think we should extend grace, to people. And then this pepper them kind of thing. When you finally do, by people saying now, when you finally do get to the top and meet your mates, there's no point of the pepper them. What's the pepper them? Because your success is yours. It didn't mean that the other people failed at something. It just meant that the journey was different.
Everybody's journey is different.
The catchphrases on this Twitter and all the social media pages, usually that I have proven them wrong. How about you have proven yourself right? And leave this matter. When we read this thing, the thing they tired me whenever I see it. It's always giving the younger ones to build from a place of pain, hate, and all of that.
Yeah.
When I was much younger, when it would have been more stupid of me to do this. My senior, how you have senior in school? I was like a school mother, but just we didn't have it. She was 5 years my senior. And at the time, I thought everybody would believe me because I just sat for my GCE. Thanks to my school, we had our SS2 exams like a WAEC. So we had done that. I had read rigorously because everybody knows I to play. I had committed rigorously to it. So by the time I wrote GCE and then I wrote my WAEC, he was scaling it. I had all 9 papers and it seemed like I was excellent. Then JAMB came with a different style of exam. And I just kept looking at it because I didn't read for my first JAMB. I walked into it. The second one I started reading and started putting more effort. And it was a struggle. And she said to me one time, said, you can't make, you cannot. Law is not a degree for people like you.
Oh, no.
She went on, she did law. She graduated. When I did law and then graduated, I have never taking it as a point of rudeness to her. I didn't prove her
right or wrong.
I proved myself worthy. I did not have, and today we do business together. She goes, let's do something together. I said, Big Sis, of course, yes. But that conversation, we never had it. I remember somebody trying to say, you don't remember? I said, I remember.
But you did not have it.
But I have built myself and I don't have any point to prove.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Caller from Oshobo. Caller, are you there? Good morning. Caller Buhari, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. I'm amazing, sir.
I'm enjoying your tidbits on the telly as I'm watching it, although I put it on mute because I want you to hear me properly.
Okay, thank you.
You see, in this life, like Charles Pegram, Prof, said it. He said, it is better to be poor with your dignity intact than to be rich and be dirty outside. So to me, any day, anytime, anyhow, for anything, I will stand for integrity.
Okay.
After all, it's not, life is not a rat race. Life is not a rat race. It's like exam papers. Each and every one of us is given a different set of questions. So if you want to copy another person's script, you are most likely going to fail successfully. Yeah. So the best thing is to toe the line of integrity, honesty, and dignity. So I don't know why you must tell lies. When you do that, at the end of the day, you are going to eat your Waterloo, as some people will put it. So that is my view. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So let's bring back this conversation. I like what everyone has said. I took from what you said that not everybody will believe in your dreams, and you shouldn't hold them to that, right? But that's on one side. The other side is what Amaka talked about, which is you have an opportunity to present. You have to show up well so that people can even believe in the dreams. Now, the question is, do we have to be a certain way to be able to grow in a certain business? For instance, I remember when I started the fashion business, right? And some persons told me that one of the reasons that they've not bought is because they see that the products are cheap. The same thing with hair. The person said, why I'm not buying it? Because I feel like your products are cheap. I said, but cheap, does cheap mean low quality? Cheap can have quality. So you are looking for cheap. There are people that are buying the cheap ones. You're looking for expensive. There are people that are buying the expensive ones. And she said, yes, because she's been noticing the ones I wear are different. I said, exactly. If you want those ones, you will pay premium for them. But many people did not come into the business because they felt it was cheap. So the question is, do we have to keep inflating and keep faking to attract sort of customers that we want? That's where the crux of this matter is.
Okay, so So I'll come to you, but let me answer her, right? You know, in Nigeria, we have this entitlement mentality where it is my money, but you want to tell me how to spend it. It is my money. You want to tell me to invest in you. You know,
By force.
by fire. My money, but you want to tell me what to do with it, right? And like what Nima said, the cash at hand, cash in bank, you don't know if my money is spread out, and then whether you're worth me liquidating an asset to be able for you, right? And regardless of the numbers, you need to understand that there's a people connection. Even when you want to do business, energy matters. Energy speaks. So if I come into a room now, for example, and I want to hire 2-3 people, I want to hire somebody, and then 2-3 people show up. You find out that regardless of how smart somebody is or whatever, if 3 of them have the same qualifications, they're all smart, I'm going to go with someone that my energy connects with. Energy is important, right? And that's why I always tell people that it's important to have this positive mindset and happy energy and have a happy vibe in anything that you're doing, especially in your relationship with people, because it doesn't lie. If you're showing up as somebody that, you know, it's sad, unhappy, you know, nobody wants that around, right? So that's on one. Then
Before the second one, I'll take a caller, Victor from Kaduna. Victor, are you there? After the call, we'll take a short break. When I come back, I start with you, Amaka. Victor from Kaduna, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You get me?
We can hear you, Victor.
All right. Well, this is an interesting topic. Fake it till you make it. For me, I personally believe that once you have defeated that need for validation, you don't have to fake anything in life. And you see, success is relative. What other people will define as success might be different to what another person will define as success. There are Nigerians that feel that no matter how the country is, if they don't japa, they are a failure. There are others that believe that we can make it within the country. And there are others that believe that the validations of others, the unnecessary pressure from the outside world, from social media and other things cannot get to me. And once you understand that the universe itself is from within, that is from your own self, contentment is from your own self, peace of mind is something that you don't get from any other person. It is something that you get from within. You don't need to fake anything. Now, when it comes to packaging, you can still package within your means without faking anything.
Okay.
Yes, you can still wear those very, very cheap clothes, but wear them properly. You can still wear those cheap perfumes, but wear them properly without needing to impress anybody out of your means, thereby putting yourself under unnecessary pressure that can lead you to want to compete with the outside world, that can translate to you wanting to do things that ordinarily are against your own personal value. Because if you check, most times you fake it because you want you are definitely trying to get someone's attention. That is not you. You are trying to impress someone. That is why you need to fake it. And once you do so, you realize that you will spend outside your budget. You will want to go to places that ordinarily you shouldn't even be there. You want to mingle with people that ordinarily you shouldn't be mingling with. And then you put yourself under pressure. And you
But
can't
Victor, some people have succeeded that way.
You can't sustain it for long.
Some people have positioned themselves. Can you hear me, Victor?
It is a different thing.
Victor, some people have positioned themselves that way, gotten the kind of clients they wanted, and lifted their business that way. But thank you so much for your contributions. We'll be taking a short break now. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. So we have an award-winning theater maker, actor, comedian, wedding MC, radio presenter, writer, culture consultant, and many more, who thrives on a cocktail of creative ideas and genres. With a particular passion for comedy and theater, he has created a self-defined style for himself. Welcome with us, Segun Ogundikwe, popularly known as Laugh Up in the building.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You're looking very cool and chill.
Oh, well, you guys are cool and chill too.
So you're welcome.
Yeah,
Before you got in, we were talking about Shan George's post. You know her as an actor?
Yes, of course.
And she made a post recently where she talked about how she pitched to one of the richest men in Nigeria for a job, a movie she'd done or she needed to do for about 6 million, and he didn't support her in any way, looking down on her. And then later she heard that he said he doesn't invest in small people, so to speak. So she was saying that this is one of the reasons many people fake it till they make it, because many men, big men, want high-class products. If it has to be a certain way for them to be interested in and even invest in. And we've shared some of our thoughts, but Amaka was saying something for you.
Yes, so I wanted to, when we talk about the perception that people have, it's important for business owners to know that it's not a one size fits all, right? Because first of all, as an entrepreneur, you need to understand your target audience and your market, the market you're looking for, and the people you're targeting. If you're selling a certain type, if you're in a certain demographics, and you should know what you're bringing to that particular demographic. Why am I saying this? Because it's if I'm looking for, let's say, 10 million naira seed money for my business, I'm not going to go to a 500 fortune company for that. You understand where I'm coming from? So you need to know where to go to for certain things, and who your target audience and market is for certain things. And so that's why maybe somebody can say, oh, I'm not patronizing you because I perceive this as this, because it's presentation. And it's so funny how people would say, fake it, you make it, or come out a certain way. But you also need to know what role and where you're going to that is making you step in certain ways. Because you might be going to where you're supposed to appear hungry to get help.
Your helpers
then your helpers, your destiny helpers not think you have. So you need to really look at every situation. Thank you very much. So that you're not bigger than the role. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah, the help that you're going to seek. And then it's also important to know that there are certain roles or certain businesses that you're doing that you need investors. I don't care about how you look. If you like, shop in a t-shirt and slippers. Let the numbers add up. Let me know that you understand what you're doing and you know where you're taking me to and my company. Like, I won't care about the frivolities. But then, if I'm trying to invest in your fashion brand or certain things, I need you to appear the way we need to sell that product. You understand? So it's not one appropriately. So you do your research and then know where you're going to.
Thank you. Let me come to Abigail.
I was going to say something. One of the callers called and he said, you're putting yourself under pressure and trying to please people. But the truth is, if you have come out to do a business, you're already like 50%, 40% ready to accept pressure, because it's not just about doing the business. You have to be out there. For instance, now you're doing a business, you're not the first to invest in that same sector. And you have people that are already there. How do you get from the chunks of the customers from different people? It's how you put yourself. And there's something called aggressive marketing. You have to do it, whether you like it or it's not faking. It's you going out there, strategizing. Okay, this is what is going on here. Okay, they like face cap and shirts with open chest. I will go to where they have a program, an entertainment program. I will speak to, or I will model myself. It's not, even if you're using the last money you have to present yourself in that way, it sounds more. There's something they call consistency in business. When you come to do business, they tell you, don't expect profit in the first few months. You would have already, you would have already told yourself, okay, I will be consistent. Your market is not everywhere. I can have a market that BC buys and a market doesn't buy. It's not because my market is not good. It's because my audience is with BC see, I would rather focus on that. And if I now go to an investor like Amaka that does not have interest in my business whatsoever, and she says maybe she just looks for a way to just dismiss you, I won't take it to heart, because I know that this person is an investor, and of course you have to understand where you're putting your money. In business, you just don't do business because everyone is doing it. Because I have 100 million, you come for Akara, I sell. So you have to understand the business before you invest.
I like that. That man may also not be interested in investing in movies. Yes. He may not see the benefits.
And he doesn't know how to do
money will
So
come
there's
out.
also the part of you doing your hard work on your field that you practice. They talk dressing, they talk packaging. I have sat with 2 farmers. They are extremely rich. One is an ex-general, the other one started farming. Till tomorrow, with the millions that they make from farming, they don't look like
what they have.
You will not know.
Their children are the ones traveling the world.
Looking
The Baba
schools.
is still in the bush.
Doing his work.
Your business, now they look for package. If you come over dress self to him, hey, welcome. Welcome. They don't send you. So we focus so much. How about the work that puts in this success that you are talking about? Now you get dream. Now you be actress.
Go out there.
Many
people will say no to you. Many is not.
Your mama tell you no.
Exactly.
That's why I started my story from closer family members telling you no. People who have believed in you, who've supported you, because you're a risk. Your investment is a risk. They're not ready for the risk now.
They're not ready. We have a guest in the house.
No, he has a story. You don't know him.
What do you think about faking it till you make it, and how many people have to package their product in a certain way to attract the sort of customers that they want?
Well, I mean, it's brilliant perspectives, and I like all the angles. I've been a producer, and I'll take it from
movie or music.
Well, I've done stage, I've done radio, I've done TV.
Amazing.
I've done comedy, I've done concerts, I've done festivals. I see ideas like your baby. So you want to train your child and you go to somebody and say, I want you to sponsor me so I can train my child. They're naturally going to tell you no. So the question is, how do you have to figure out how you're going to navigate, how you sell your child to the world. And then it becomes maybe a Michael Jordan, it becomes maybe, Daria Talabi or whatever, Damini, you understand? So it depends on, so the question is, people don't invest because they're passionate about your idea.
That's all.
People invest because they want to make profit. Rich people like that. It's me now, I'm passionate about art, about comedy, about this one. So if I come to you to come and sponsor me, I'm not telling you about how passionate I am about art alone. I might establish that. But the question is, you want to see the figures. How relevant or how does my vision align with what you are trying to achieve?
But don't come to me. I really want to come to you. Let's just get it clear.
I'm just saying, and to put context to, the actress, sometimes, you need to understand who the person is, what appeals to them, and then you get to them through that way. Because again, faking it, well, if you're in the entertainment business, you need to do some makeup.
Some comments, Professor Islam says that, instead of saying something unkind, just keep quiet. Maybe the businessman is saying, I don't do small. Maybe he said he's most honest, but you cannot now tell how to react. Maybe as he was throwing the simple he was actually throwing knives. Maybe at the time or something. Have you ever, while trying to get your sponsors or what do you need for in your field, have you ever felt that way from somebody's comment?
I've many times, and I'll give you a practical example. I was born and raised in Lagos. I went to Ibadan, and then I started doing my stuff, and God was so good. People just like that fresh stuff. Okay, this guy, this one, and then a friend called me who had worked here before, and said his company needed an MC. For a 60th anniversary of a big, company in Nigeria. We're turning 60. And then I went for the interview. The guy told me, he said, laugh up, you have to come correct. You have to come correct. I went to Ikeja to go and buy TM The Win, 16.5.
You will pay for this advert, so don't worry. You have money.
So this was 2007, So I decked up, I was looking sharp, and then I got there, And the first thing the boss said was, I like your shirt.
Yeah.
You know, I like your shirt. You know, and I like how you speak. You know, you're going to do the job. You know, long story short, the shirt that I wore for the event is way cheaper than the one I wore for the
interview.
You know, and then a woman came in and said, who's this guy? He said, he's Laugh Up. I don't know him. We are talking Costain. You know, I don't know if I'm supposed to mention the name. And they're like, we have consulates coming. This young boy, where is he from? What has he done? This is a check. Please call Ali Baba. Hello, young man. I'm sorry, you will still do the job, but please, I can't take risk. I can't take risk. Okay.
Whoa.
And then I got to the event, and Ali Baba got there. He saw me. We've been exchanging emails, you know, Facebook messages, and then he got to like, oh, you this boy from Ibadan, cool. And then he went on stage, ladies and gentlemen, I think this guy is going to do a good job, and I think I need you all to listen to him. And
does that all the time.
We know him for that.
Yes. You know, but then again, you see, there's the hype. And then there's the lie. There's nothing wrong with hyping what you have. And I think
if you have it.
If you have it.
Good.
So maybe that's where she should have, you know, added a little bit. Hype it. You know, don't lie, but hype it. Hype what you have. As artists in Nigeria, what I've seen is we don't know how to embellish our own stories.
Yes. It's
You
a
understand?
problem.
Somebody says, I'm a show producer. Another one says, I'm a show producer. One then comes and says, I'm a show caller. What's the show caller?
What does that mean?
It's the same thing.
Yes, yeah.
You're making sure guys were coming in. Guys, make sure the link is this. Guys, make sure that caller sounds a bit. So embellish it. You know, make that person want it. They're not naturally going to just be in awe of you.
They just dash you money.
You know, look like you want money. Look like money. Because I won't give you money and then you take off and go and buy it.
So let me add something, right? I've always believed that the way the universe works, Nima will say universe people again, I've come university. The way the universe works, the universe does not give you what you want. It gives you who you are. So you have to position yourself, act like you are already, and the universe will match your vibration. Many of us vibrate very low and we want to get to that peak. That's how you see somebody winning like 100 million or 200 million, and in a few months the money has disappeared. You know why? The vibration cannot hold that money. You have not reached there. That's not who you are. So the money will pass. The money will look around. No, this is not the place for me, and the money will disappear. And you're asking, but this person won lottery 1 year. This person did so and so competition, won this money. Where is all the money? It's gone. So do we, instead of saying fake it till you make it, which I know is also the same thing, do we now tell people to start, you know, acting like they're already there? It's not about lying now. It's about projection. It's about talking to your future self, to your higher self.
It till you make it.
So do the work, right? And then tell yourself that I am already there while you're still doing the work, so that your vibration can now match for when it comes. Should that be the better message? Because when you say fake it till you make it, which is the same thing, many people always take it to be negative because they've seen people who will come in without the content.
So there's something I always say. Show up as your future self. That's my mantra. But showing up as my future self doesn't just mean showing up in my appearance, but also my skill set and what I have upstairs, right? My mindset is super important, because like what he said, Ali Baba gave him the platform to shine, and he went and performed. And he shone. Supposing that he had given him that platform and opportunity, and he messed up, what then? Do you understand? So it's easy to say fake it till you make it, but you need to have content. You need to have something upstairs. You need to be. I always say, you need to be prepared. You need to be one step ahead of the game. You need to want it more than Sometimes I always wonder, like. I always say self-development is self-love.
Very important.
You understand?
Let me quickly just digress one. Maybe I could disagree. He said something that I don't want it to be lost in the conversation. Ali Baba wasn't talking about a complete stranger.
He knew him.
Somebody believed
in him.
Someone
has
seen
emails. Yes.
You see, all of us, we know that there was somebody in our lives. So we must, just as you said, God bless all the people who have believed in people. Because I'm sure when he emailed him, the first time he would have read it and thought, who is this man? But he took his time, maybe check him up.
Check his dates or something.
For such an event of the 60th of any business, and he gives a stranger, he thinks he's a total stranger. He's checked him up. He's thought, I will give you this opportunity, whether or not and probably sat in the crowd.
Yeah, he sat in the crowd.
Pushing you on.
Yeah.
So,
As a matter of fact, he actually noticed that the show was bigger than me. Over 10 consular generals. He also came like, guys, you need to listen to him. And that boost came. I still have that picture. I'll post it later after the show. You know,
and after that, his introduction, many people will listen.
They
listen to you.
That's your.
But let's come to him now. We have a guest here. Let's talk about him. So comedy. Comedy. You studied theater arts.
Yes, I did.
At what point did you know that comedy was the way for you?
So for me, I just like that everywhere is calm. You know, everywhere is funny, everywhere is interesting. You know, and then while studying, while performing, you know, there was just something about comedy. I believe that the word itself is tragic enough. That if we are creating works, we should do more of comedy,
to relax
something
people.
Melodramatic, let people laugh, let people, also have fun around. And then I started writing more, started performing more, started creating more, started producing more shows. You know, I've written about 3 comedy plays, you know, and I currently have one, that they're touring. So I feel comedy, okay, I'll just put a word to you that to him that feels, life is tragedy. To him that think, life is comedy.
To him that feels,
life is tragedy.
Life is tragedy. Then to him that thinks,
life is comedy. Okay, so you do a lot. You do so many things together, and some of us after graduation, we are still trying to find our footing. Which one will be okay for us? You're trying. I was on radio. I've been on radio too for over 12 years. So you're thinking radio, you're doing marketing while in radio, you're doing voiceovers, and then you just finally see the one that you can finally hold on to. So for you, doing this many things, was it as a result of you trying to discover yourself, or you just wanted to just go out there and spread your tentacles? Which was it for you?
I think for me it was, so I had a teacher then that would tell me it's better to learn a little of everything than everything of a little. And that's why one of my profiles says I'm like a cocktail. I like to, and that's why it's theater. Theater is like a big soup of, it's a big pot of soup. And then you now have gum, you have shaki, everything in all of it. So a little bit, so you're multidisciplinary. So for me, it was just more, but I've been able to just find my space, really more when the end is comedy. So whatever, channel I then take, is it music, is it stand-up, is it slapsticks, is it dance, is it movement, just so we can tell, this story, because it sits well. Like I'm able to discuss, like the project I'm currently doing is discussing migration. A lot of people are
through comedy, right?
Yes, through comedy. A lot of people are leaving, and that psychological impact in you unplugging yourself from where you know how to get everything done. You have your mechanic, you're the guy that fixes your fridge, the one that takes your children to school. You have everything, and then you have to unplug yourself.
And start doing everything by yourself.
And then you say you're looking for greener pastures, and you have all of this, and you're living it. And then you get to a place you're probably not welcome.
You're now the mechanic.
So you're not looking at like, so there's a lot of process that comes with it, So it's a very tough conversation, but with comedy, I'm able to like discuss it easy. People see, we laugh, we see ourselves in it. And so for me, I think.
So did you get family support when you wanted to, like when you said, this is my career path? What did your family say? Like, did they support you? Were they wary of it? Like, I said, are you sure this is what you want to do? What can you tell us what happened?
I'm laughing. My mom is watching, so I have to be careful what I'm saying. I know for African mom, and at this point, I'm not saying, I think I have like a great family, great support, around me. At first, they were really confused when I said I wanted to do theater. They didn't understand it. As in, you want to be? I said, yeah. I said, I was, when you're pitching
to your parents,
pitching to your parents, like, and then they say, okay. They tell you okay, but they know you have not decided what you want to do. So when you are ready,
let's lead you in prayers first.
And I did the first jammed me. The second jam, it looked like, calm down. Do I really want to do this thing? I said, yeah, I mean, I want to. And I give it a shot. And then. So I took a diploma, in theater art, so they felt after a while, you finish diploma, you now come and do
the real thing.
The real thing, And as God will have, while I was doing that, I now did my jam again. And then I passed, and then, I switched. all of a sudden you're in 300 level. They're expecting to come back home and like, and then I graduated. I was there, my friends, graduated, you know, but they've been very supportive, you know. They were, you know how Nigeria was back then, you know, it's a bit easy now. People are a bit more welcome to when you say you want to be an artist, you want to be an alt artist, you want to, now you can just tell your parents that you want to be doing wig. I mean, 20 years ago, you say you want to do wig, they're like, hello.
Is that a job?
You know, so at least it's more awareness now. We're growing, we understand that it's not about just being a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, you know. There's a lot of, you know, other professions and things that
you can do.
You know, want to do.
What would you consider your biggest deal since you've been in the industry? You know,
Biggest deal.
if we don't come out loud, we don't think we've come at all. Every win has to be loud. Success has to be in their face. Pepper them, arrive.
Wow.
So what would you consider your biggest deal?
The biggest pepper them deal.
Biggest
deal. So for me, I always believe that, you know, every phase has like, you know, projects 2025 what's the biggest, then the next year what's the biggest, you know, so it keeps coming that. But if I go back to some of the moments that I feel really rewarded as an artist or performer, you know, as a creative, I was invited to perform at the grand finale of Multini Dance Hall, you know, and I did that first year, I did the second year, and then the third year they said, laugh up, what about co-hosting the show? You know, and that was, so I did it with Kemi Adetiba, and then Osas came in, you know.
Back in the day.
Osas Godaro came in, and then, you know, that was when I got on as a co-host. And then Muna came in, I was still the co-host, that was the last one we did. So for me, and I like to, when I first came to Lagos, I was speaking English with my comedy, you know. I was working on TVC then, you know, Nigeria Today with Ayomakide, and then we'll go to the newspaper, I'll be doing English comedies, I'll be doing, you know, like this, you know, people were, you know, the Worry Boys were taking charge, you know, before Worry
everybody else.
I was like, okay, let me just have my own niche, let me keep it English, you know, and then put my Yoruba, because I mean, that's what. And I went to Ibadan, you know, when they say Panabo Abidjan. And now, because I started in the campus. Yes, you know, I was in the campus, so I was performing to just elites and, you know, the Boja people. And I went into the interior. I went to learn the Ibadan accent. You know, and then I came back to Lagos and then started putting all of those in.
And
you
that
know,
shot you.
And Bumi Davis didn't stop playing the video. You know, and that was how I got the TV anyway. You know, and so for me again, you know, so the smalls, the big, I always want to just hold them, appreciate them, you know. And the day God blessed me with a place I can call my own, I said, well, I mean, I think it's making sense. You know, I think it's making sense.
So what are you working on? Is there any new gig in the pipeline?
Yes, yes. I'm working on something called Iloya. So Iloya means the journey begins. You know, Iloya means let's go. I mean, let's start now, or it is now. So it's my own reaction to the exodus of my brothers and sisters, you know, moving from Nigeria to everywhere in the world in search of greener pastures, you know. And I also think of myself when I left Lagos. I was born, bred here, you know, schooled in Ogun and Lagos, and then I went to university in Ibadan, and then I had to, that's my relocation. Then I relocated again to Ibadan. You know, in Lagos, you can't blow once, you have to blow like 3 times. So I went back again to come back again to blow. You know, and I went back and come back. So I felt that, you know, to just use my own writing. You know, I was in Cape Town at the time, and I started writing, you know, especially because the people I work with, when I want to do a show, I just say, guys, there's this idea I have, this is the theme I have, let's get on it. All of a sudden, Alpha Tunde is not in Nigeria again. Alpha Shai is not in Nigeria again. So call me, what's up? You know, Debola Alpha.
I have that problem,
you know,
too.
so I needed to create something that I feel that is easier for me to travel with. You know, stand-up comedy was easier to travel. Theater wasn't easy because you have a lot of people. So I thought, okay, let me now come up with a one-man play. So I'm able to show things around. You know, we performed in Cape Town. You know, we've done our UK debut in Sheffield. You know, and it's happening in Lagos. You know, this weekend. So it's
this weekend?
Yeah.
When? Now you quiet the talk. When?
So it's happening at my Academic Center, Alliance Francais, 5 p.m. Iloya, yeah. Some of my friends will be, you know, with me. They'll do some comedy.
Saturday, Sunday?
Just Sunday.
Just Sunday.
Just Sunday,
Time.
5 p.m. 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. sharp, you know. You would love it. We'll usually have conversation around the themes when we finish the play, different parts that we've had it, you know, and it's just something I'm really very proud of. By God's grace, I'm hoping to have a world premiere in the UK.
It will come. Are you inviting us?
Yes, you are all invited. You are all invited.
Just show up there and just say.
No, don't worry, I got you. I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
I came correct.
You need to be sure.
I came correct. There is no investor turning me down.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
ladies. Thank you
me.
for a beautiful show. I'm sure, though the time was short, but I'm sure we've been able to, you know, pass across a very important message from what the ladies have said today. If you're going to do business, you need to be better prepared. If you're going to ever pitch your business to somebody, you must be prepared. You must have the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Amaka just gave us that one. Perception is also important. So dress appropriately for where you're going to, for who you are meeting, so that you don't look bigger than your helper and you're going to beg money. You know, it's a problem. So we also need to emphasize that many people have packaging, but they can't deliver. So work on your delivery. Keep working on yourself. The scripture says time and chance happeneth to them all. But when that time comes and there's a chance and you're not able to plug in because you're not prepared, you miss that opportunity. That's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again, Your View Pidgin, tomorrow, where we go break camp. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.